I'm Avery Tate. I'm a senior here at Bryant University, and I play defensive end for the Bulldogs. I've been playing football for about 11 years now, since about 4th grade. So my brother was the one who actually started playing football, and so naturally I just want to take after him and take up the sport. Thinking back on concussions when I was younger, they weren't a big deal. I remember it wasn't a big deal back then compared to now. All through high school, me and my group of friends, we all played a bunch of sports. No one ever got hurt. The only time you heard about concussions was from sports medicine courses. And so in high school, they did the minimal, I guess, when it came to security procedures, just making sure your helmet fitted you somewhat, your shoulder pads, but that was pretty much the gist of it. If you got hit pretty hard, they just thought, just headache, maybe the wind knocked out of you, but that was pretty much it. I never took it serious. I didn't think anything of it. It was just like, oh, it can happen. Just like anything else can happen in the world. There's that 1% chance. And so I don't think it really impacted my life or anyone else I can think of until college. Sophomore year of college, actually. That's when it actually hit my life and changed a lot of things. And during the first 2 days, we were just going through our normal drills, nothing out of the usual. And we're doing gator tackling drills. So for a defense, it's a technique of tackling to stop the ball carriers, in which you want to roll your body to simulate that of like a gator when it's catching its prey. And so I was trying to simulate that, and in doing so, I kind of went out of control, and I hit my head on the ground in doing so. And so I remember getting up kind of slow, just like, wow, I got a huge headache. And so I just went through practice with this huge headache, thinking maybe it was a migraine, but nothing more. In between the 2 days, we actually have a little bit of a break, so I decided to use that time to go back to my room and just sleep because I was exhausted. And I still had my headache and everything, and I remember turning off the light, and I was about to get in bed, and I just remember looking up, and I saw stars. Like, they were there, they were blinking and shiny and everything, and I was just like, something's not right. Maybe I'm just really dehydrated. So following morning, I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning, because that's when we're supposed to report, and I ran to Coach Fine, and I explained it to him, the situation. He told me, go see the trainer and get well. So that's what I proceeded to do. And I spoke to Patrick that morning. But Patrick, we went over the symptom stuff, and he said I probably have a slight concussion, so we started monitoring it from there forward. It was literally a month of you couldn't do anything. You couldn't lift, couldn't run, couldn't work out. So thankfully we weren't in classes at that time, so I didn't miss any class time. But I remember during the off season, I couldn't watch TV. I couldn't have my lights on, really. If I did, I had to wear sunglasses, or it would just hurt really bad. Socially, you're just like, all you want to do is sleep. That's all I wanted to do, and that's what they said, like, sleep, let your body heal. Like, that's the best way for it to heal. So it just hurt on the field and off the field, emotionally and physically. When I first got hurt, I think everyone was really behind me. They were all just like, Avery, get rest. Like, don't worry about anything. Just go sleep. Do whatever they say do. Just get better. And it was new to me, so I really appreciate that. I'd never been hurt with anything serious like this, so it felt really good to hear from Coach Fine all the way down to my position coaches to my teammates. They were all just, whenever they'd see me, they'd be checking in on me, and I'd just be like, I'm not doing anything, I'm just sleeping. Like, my head hurts, I don't want to talk to you guys. Like, I had lost everything I had worked up to that point, so I had to start from scratch. And I chose to do what was best for me in the long run, which is pretty much rededicate myself to the sport and put in the extra effort to get back to where I was and continue to work back to my goal. And so with that, I did have a second concussion, unfortunately. I just remember I'm tackling, I'm starting to make the tackle, I go down, then all of a sudden, this was the scariest thing, is like, as soon as I hit the ground, I knew, I was like, I'm concussed. Everything tingled for a second, and it like took me a second to like come to. And so then I got up, I didn't pass out, but like I just remember I was like laying down, and I felt like really weird because I knew I was concussed. So Coach Jones made me come out, and he was like, go see the trainer. And then one of the trainers came over, and I was just like, and I like told him what happened. I was like already mad because I knew they were gonna be like, yeah, you're concussed. But so I told him what happened, and he was like, yeah, you might have a mild concussion. And I was like, ah, great. Because he made me do all these different little tests like balancing and things like that to see if that was the case. And at first thought I was doing pretty well in these tests. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get back in there. Like, I'm gonna show him I don't have the concussion. He's like, nah, you have a mild concussion. So I got concussed. I did all the protocol. I started marking down my symptoms and everything. But unfortunately, all this was during the school year. So I had classes every day. If I didn't have to go to class, I was sleeping because my head was killing me. If I didn't have to be at practice or lift or whatever, I was sleeping. It was really bad, but the classes I had to go to, and I remember my first class, because I thought, oh, I'm in class, I'll be okay, I don't need my sunglasses. I didn't wear them, and I got the worst headache. I think I left class, actually, and I went back to my room because it just hurt too bad. And then after that, I had to ask I sent like an email to all my professors and like let them know, like, hey, I got a concussion, is it okay if I wear sunglasses in your class? And of course they were all very fine and nice with it. During classes, I remember I had a couple exams during this period, and of course I didn't study because I couldn't. Like, I would try and it would just give me a headache. Reading was painful, all those little words. Sometimes I had ebooks, definitely couldn't do that. The ones on like paper, I could like read a little bit, then I'd like read a page and have to wait like a couple minutes just so I wasn't like straining my eyes or anything. So it was just, I didn't get through anything. It wasn't productive. Thank goodness my grades were fine prior, and then I did well in the finals, but there was a couple weeks where it was really bad. It was just F's, 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 and there was nothing I could do. I mean, there's nothing I could do. But that was stressful, and just, once again, just having to sleep all the time, not being able to do anything, always being like tired and in pain. It really wears on your body and just starts to make you really think about yourself and your future. Like, do you want to like be able to function and process like everyone else going forward? Or do you want to be like kind of like handicapped in some situation? It definitely enters your mind, and I'm thankful that I haven't suffered another one since, and I pray I don't ever again, but it's definitely in my mind and in my family's thoughts. After my first concussion, my attitude was complete 180. I took it very serious, and I warned everybody else. Any type of neck exercises Coach Buck asked for, do it 2-3 times. Don't do just the minimum. Whenever I see any kids or anyone else that's not like skipping like what they're supposed to be doing to prevent things like that, or not getting the right gear, things like that, I'm definitely adamant about doing what's right for your body and protecting yourself from that. My personal recommendation, if you have any type of possibility of having concussion, any symptoms, get checked out. It's not worth it at any level. Honestly, it can really harm you long term. If you think you or a teammate might possibly have concussion, get checked out. It's well worth it, because you want to be around for yourself and your family long term, and you don't want to be depressed or any other things, but have any type of damage going forward in life.